Dean's ninja skill comes from a combination of relentless training, mental toughness, and a deep passion for pushing his limits. He focuses on proper nutrition, listens to his body, and always keeps a positive mindset. Dean believes that the human body is capable of far more than we think, and he's out there proving it every day. Number 7. Shakuntala Devi. Shakuntala Devi was an amazing woman from India who had a mind-blowing ninja skill. She could perform super complex math calculations in her head faster than a calculator. Imagine being able to multiply huge numbers or find roots of massive figures without any help. That's exactly what she did. People even called her the human computer because of how astonishing her ability to fast calculations. One of her most incredible feats happened in 1977. Shakuntala was given a super complex problem: to find the 23rd root of a 201-digit number. She cracked it in just 50 seconds. To put that into perspective, even a supercomputer of that time took longer to solve it. Then, in 1980, she set a world record by correctly multiplying two 13-digit numbers in only 28 seconds. The numbers were 7,686, 369, 774,870, and 2,465,099, 745,779, and she provided the exact answer without any mistakes. Afraid of. Shakuntala passed away in 2013 at the age of 83, but her legacy lives on. Number 6. Stephen Wiltshire. Stephen Wiltshire is an amazing artist from London who has a truly mind-blowing ninja skill. He can draw entire cityscapes from memory after seeing them just once. Imagine taking a quick helicopter ride over a massive city like New York or Tokyo, and then being able to recreate every single detail on paper without looking at a single photo. That's exactly what Stephen can do. Born in 1974, Stephen was diagnosed with autism at the age of 3. He didn't speak until he was 5, but even before he could talk, he had a pencil in his hand. Drawing became his way of communicating with the world with astonishing accuracy and detail. He's done the same with other major cities like Rome, Hong Kong, and New York. Despite the challenges he faced growing up with autism, Stephen has become a celebrated artist worldwide. In 2006, he was appointed a member of the Order of the British Empire, MBE, for his services to the art world. He even has his own gallery in London, where visitors can see his work and sometimes catch him in action. Number 5. Norman Gary. Norman Gary is a guy who has a special way with bees. So special that it's like a ninja skill. While most of us might run away at the sight of a bee, Norman does the exact opposite. He can have thousands of bees land on his body without getting stung, and even guides them to perform amazing. Involves communicating with bees in a way that seems almost magical. He can direct swarms of up to 100,000 bees, getting them to do things like make sharp 90-degree turns or gather in specific places. Imagine being able to talk to bees and have them respond. That's what Norman does. His incredible abilities caught the attention of Hollywood. Norman became the go-to expert whenever bees were needed on a movie set or TV show. He's worked on projects like The X-Files and with networks like the BBC and Animal Planet. Directors rely on his ninja skill to handle bees safely and effectively during filming. Now, you might be thinking, doesn't he ever get stung? Well, Norman estimates that he's been stung about 75,000 times. It would be impossible for the average person. Imagine being able to identify a person standing over a mile away. That's exactly what she can do. Back in 1972, when Veronica was a student at the University of Stuttgart, her amazing ability came to light. During routine eye exams, it was discovered that her visual acuity was about 20 times better than the average person. That means her eyes are like high-powered telescopes built right into her head. But her ninja skill doesn't stop there. Veronica can actually see and distinguish tiny details that are practically invisible to the rest of us. For example, she could write a 10-page text on a piece of paper the size of a postage stamp and then read it back without any magnification. How wild is that? Scott Flansburgh. Scott Flansburgh is an amazing guy, known as the human calculator, and for good reason. He can perform super-fast mental math calculations that leave everyone else in the dust. From a young age, Scott realized he had a unique way of understanding numbers. While most of us might groan at the thought of math homework, Scott found it fun and exciting. He discovered that numbers just made sense to him, and he could manipulate them in his mind with ease. Scott doesn't keep his abilities to himself. He's passionate about sharing his ninja skill with the world, especially with kids. He travels around giving high-energy presentations at schools and events, showing people that math can be cool and fun. One of his most impressive feats was setting a Guinness World Record. Scott was able to add the same. He's written books like Math Magic to teach techniques that make math simpler and more intuitive. His goal is to break down the barriers that make people think math is hard or boring. Number 2. Michael Lotito. Michael Lotito was a French entertainer who had a ninja skill that's almost impossible to believe. He could eat and digest absolutely anything. We're talking metal, glass, rubber, you name it, he could probably munch on it. People even called him Monsieur Mange Tout, which means Mr. Eat All in French. From a young age, Michael realized he had this unique ability. While most of us would end up in the hospital if we swallowed a piece of metal, he could chow down on a bicycle and feel just fine. How did he do it? Well, it turns out washing it down with mineral oil and plenty of water to help it go down smoothly. But the airplane wasn't his only meal. Michael also devoured bicycles, shopping carts, televisions, and even a coffin, without the body, of course. His ninja skill made him a popular performer on TV shows and at events around the world. People were always amazed to watch him calmly eat things that are definitely not on any restaurant menu. He embraced his uniqueness and turned it into a lifelong career, entertaining countless people and leaving behind a legacy that's hard to match. He passed away in 2007 from natural causes unrelated to his unusual eating habits. Number 1. Stig Severinsen. Stig Severinsen is a guy from Denmark who's known for doing something that seems almost superhuman. He even earned a PhD in medicine, focusing on how controlling our breath can impact our health and performance. But back to his ninja skill. Stig can hold his breath for over 22 minutes. That's right, 22 minutes without taking a single breath. Imagine the focus and control needed to do that. In fact, he set a Guinness World Record for the longest breath held voluntarily. It's like he becomes one with the water, entering a state of deep relaxation that lets him push the limits of what's possible. Not only that, but Stig has also amazed the world by diving under ice. In one of his most incredible feats, he swam 500 feet, 152 meters, under frozen ice on a single breath, wearing nothing but swim trunks and goggles. The freezing helping people reduce stress and enhance performance in their own lives. Thanks for watching another episode. While you are still here, make sure to click the video on your screen for more quality content.